What's up, guys? Dark Alley here, playing Ghost Recon Wildlands. Today I'm joined with a subscriber who I just became friends with on PlayStation, Lucky Charm. He's sitting over there. And we're not playing, we're not going to be killing any enemies today. Today is another episode of the Wildland Player's Guide. And what we're doing today is some more... He's just here to join me with some input, questions, whatever he wants. We're going to talk about SMG Setup. And, yeah, we're talking about SMG setups. And right now I'm holding what used to be, this was, right now we're holding the Scorpion Evo 3. This, before all of the DLC and everything like that came out, this was like pretty much most agreed upon to be like the best SMG. Some people would say the MP5, a lot of people preferred the Scorpion Evo 3. So I want to talk about this particular SMG and then a couple others. I haven't done much SMG testing on this channel. Speaking of which, there will be upcoming SMG tests in this series. You can catch a link to the Wildlands Player Guide down in the description below. There's a link to the full playlist. And we do episodes of this every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have a new one come up. Lucky... Oh, that's right. You said you don't play with SMGs much, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Generally with SMGs, you're generally going to want to run suppressed. So these are, unlike my Mark 18 build and my the assault rifle builds I showed you in the last video, here we're going to be looking at suppressed builds because SMGs are known that, well, yeah, they do far less damage, less penetration, things like that. They're mostly good for stealthy runs because, yeah, they have, they're quieter, basically, is the way I wanted to say that. They're quieter. So you can get in closer with the enemies with a suppressed, and they have a higher rate of fire, and yeah, they're quieter, have a higher rate of fire, they're more mobile, and they reload quicker, and they're great for quick moving stealth builds. So let's have a look at the way I set up this Scorpion Evo 3, and this is generally the way you're going to want to run an SMG. Buttstock is really up to you. I always run a full buttstock on everything that I run just because it has such a huge effect on recoil, as we mentioned in the last video. So I always run full buttstock. It's really up to you, but if you run without one and you run long or sustained groups of bursts, your muscle's going to, especially with an SMG, your muscle's going to kick off to the side quite a bit. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to go up to this wall over here, and I'll show you. With rifles tend to recoil up, whereas SMGs tend to recoil off to the side. They kind of drift along the thing. Now, I have this pretty tight. Notice how this recoils almost just like a rifle. Look at that shot group. It recoils, and this is why, so I'm showing you the parts I put on mine, and this is why you want these parts that I'm about to show you. You got a rifle-like shot grouping. Now, if I go here and tear this Scorpion down, let's go ahead and go in here and parts, just reset all the parts. Just stock. We're standing in the exact same place, haven't moved, and let's fire another shot group. And you can see how it drifts off to the side like that. Notice how it drifts off to the side. I didn't get as much vertical recoil. Oh, well, that's because fewer bullets. This is only 20 round magazine. So had I had 10 more rounds, it would have drifted off, you know, up to like up here. See how it was drifting off to the side. So let's look at the parts that go into making this such a kick-ass SMG. This was pretty much undisputed SMG before things like the PDR and the Honey Badger came out. I know the PDR, a lot of people like that, I'm pretty sure. And the Honey Badger will get mentioned in this, as well as the other one you see me having equipped there. We'll talk about that in a second. So parts, I always have an extended buttstock. Optics are up to you. It's whatever sight picture you want to look at. I was running with an EXPS3. I like this one. Magazine, there's no reason not to run extended. They have a quick reload time as it is, and that's really all a magazine's going to affect. I'd rather have a larger magazine, reload just a hair of a second slower, but have to reload less often. So it's a trade-off. I say run the bigger magazine. Underbarrel, there's only one choice for SMG, and that's shift short. The shift short keeps your barrel from swaying side to side. This is what makes that vertical pattern. This is the only option, is either the angled foregrip or the shift short angled grip, if you have it. Only options for an SMG. And then rail Don't look at the stats. The stat bars mean absolutely like nothing. Put this on. Some people say it's heavier and can dampen recoil. If it does, it's only by a small amount, but nevertheless, it's priceless in its ability to communicate with other players with the laser beam. Standard barrel, there's no reason to ever run a long barrel on an SMG. With a long barrel, you're going to get more recoil. You'll have more accuracy, but if you want accuracy, then why are you running an SMG? You know, run an assault rifle. So always run a standard barrel on SMGs. It's gonna have better handling and better recoil. So that's always. And then for the muzzle, pretty much always suppress an SMG. There's only one SMG I wouldn't suppress. That's the Honey Badger, because it actually has the capabilities damn near of an assault rifle, because it basically is a small assault rifle, but its suppressor is integral, so you can't take it off. So pretty much run every SMG suppressed, except for, of course, the next one we're going to get to, and it has some unique qualities of its own. So those are the parts that I put on the Scorpion here to get, yeah, a nice vertical. I do love the sight picture of this optic right here, and yeah, there it kind of drifted off to the side a little bit. These are random. These are just random patterns, but yeah, it shoots damn near vertical like an assault rifle. There's some newer ones that have been added, as well as some of the special DLC ones. Well, yeah, there's some DLC ones that I've not tested or tried, and I really haven't done much SMG testing, and we'll do that in the future. For now, if you haven't messed around with SMGs and you want something really cool and good for stealth, and Lucky, you said you don't use them much, maybe, yeah, give this little guy here a shot, the Scorpion Evo 3. It's always been a really good, yeah, it's always been a fan favorite. This one, the MP5, the Vector, the P90, and now let's swap over to the Honey Badger. I tried to make kind of more of an assault setup for it, but I think I pretty much used, I think I kind of pretty much used the same parts for it, because you can't put a compensator on it. So yeah, I'm running the same parts on this. You can't go, but we already did a video on the Honey Badger, so I'll just gloss over this. Let's have a look at the other weapon, the one that's been on my back the whole time. The 9mm C1. This is a really interesting submachine gun. Let's have a look at it here in the menu. Now, this one you cannot suppress. So it's like, well, what's the point of using it if I can't suppress it? Here, let's put the same optics on it just so that they're all kind of look the same. It looks funny with that. This is a silly, kind of looks like a broomstick, you know, doesn't it? It's kind of a silly looking gun. And the thing is, you can't suppress it. So it's like, what's the point? You can't be quiet with it. What's the point? I will show you the point. This gun has one unique characteristic. Let's run around. Oh, that chopper respawn. Oh, we got a new chopper either way. This gun has one very unique characteristic. First of all, you get a 34 round magazine, which is good. Here's the other characteristic of it. It's the only SMG I know of which can kill a car in less than one magazine. I'm pretty sure. It does a lot of damage. This does a lot of damage. In an upcoming video, I'm going to have I got a place I don't think I've ever really shown in video. I got a place where you can test damage against alert enemies. You need close quarters alert enemies who stand still that you can shoot, and that's kind of hard thing to find. Yeah, where you won't get picked off by other enemies, and there's a place I know. And I did I'm not sure I ever made it to video. I did a test of this versus other SMGs, and this basically does like 3 times the damage of other SMGs. It's actually, I'm always hesitant to say whether one weapon does more damage than another weapon or not, because those damage bars are totally screwed. But I will say the 9mm C1, that was just against the car. It's not the same with enemies, but trust me, this thing does a lot of damage, but you're going to be loud. It's the only way to run it. So that's that. And that's really about it for SMGs, because you're pretty limited on options. You're limited on the rail options. I say, I don't see any reason to run the 3-dot. The only reason to run the 3-dot is if you don't have the laser sight yet. And if you have it, run it. You know, the PEC 15. If you have it, run it. Especially if you're playing co-op, like I always say. The only underbarrel that's acceptable is an angled grip, and there's only 2 of those: the AFG and the shift short. Run the shift short. It's better. It gives you more recoil control. And always run SMG suppressed. If you're going to run loud, you should not be running an SMG. This thing might be fun. You know, using this, it's kind of kind of a genre breaker, yeah, because it's a small, usually stealth weapon, but it's only usable loud. My favorite that I've used whenever if I use an SMG, it's either the MP5 or the Scorpion Evo 3. That said, that's before the PDR came out. That's before the Honey Badger came out, because I've been playing this game for a while. So, guys, I hope you found this guide useful. Submachine guns are pretty easy to set up, and I guess that's one reason I never really tested them. But if y'all want, we can do... I did set up a target down here, but I can see we're losing light already, and this video's gone on a bit, because there really is only one way to set up an SMG, is these parts. Keep your barrel short, keep it quiet, and put that angled grip on there. And it's pretty easy. It works with every one of them. We'll have some videos. Guys, give me some ideas in the comments below as to what SMGs you want to see more about. Some of them are going to have unique features like, you know, like the 9mm C1 here has. Some of them might have unique qualities that I simply don't know about because I haven't tested yet. So let me know in the comments, guys. Don't forget these episodes are every day at 6 p.m. Eastern. All right, guys. So check down the link below. The description below. There's a link to the full playlist. And you can see other episodes of this series you may have missed. Also down there is a link to my Patreon. Supporting the channel really does help a lot, guys. It really does help a lot. There's also just a PayPal link down there if you want to make a if you want to help support the channel with one little payment, one little donation, I should say, to the channel. You can do that. It really helps out a lot. And be sure to subscribe and comment with any questions or comments you may have. If you didn't like the video or have some something else, let me know. Or something else I can test or do, let me know in the comments below. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Dark Dally. This is Lucky Charm. Say goodbye.
See you.
All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.